Happy to talk with 35th District Representative Drew MacEwen. Good morning, Drew.
Good morning, Jeff. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good. We're hanging in there.
Good. Special session continues, and what can you tell me about any updates there in the legislature?
Yeah, unfortunately, not a heck of a lot. There's still pretty much in a standstill between the House and the Senate, but there's been a little bit of movement in lining up where in the budget where there is fairly close agreement on specific policy items that require funding, and so maybe one budget has something that, I'm just make the math easy, maybe somebody's got it at $10 and the other budget has it at $9, and okay, that's easy, let's make it $9.50. So a lot of that type of stuff has occurred and has been moving along, but as far as an overall deal, we're still a ways apart, and unfortunately, this is a repeat of 2 years ago. And I'm afraid we're gonna, go down to the wire towards the end of June, and before a deal is struck. And as I've mentioned before, I'm frustrated. We need to fundamentally change the way we do this if we're going to have these done on time and have a much more collaborative process. Both chambers need to include their respective minority party in each one, and so for the Senate Republicans, that means including the Senate Democrats in the process much sooner, and on the House side, the House Democrats, including the House Republicans, much sooner in the process, so that the initial budget proposals are much more closer than what we have right now, which are two extreme partisan budgets. And until we have some leadership that's willing to go that route, this nonsense is going to continue. And so we're going to get this done. We're not. I'd be nobody down there wants to shut down state government. Those news stories are going to begin soon, and I don't think we'll get to that. We'll get it done, but it's going to be at the 11th hour for sure.
I'm sure you'll hear more about this throughout the day, but I think a nonpartisan citizen commission gave you guys some raises over the next 2 years. How do the optics look on that when you guys, statewide, not you because you haven't been around the whole time, but the legislature hasn't been able to agree on a 2-year operating budget without going into overtime since 2009?
Yeah, no, that's... I really, it doesn't look good to answer your question, the optics of it, and so what that Citizens Commission is completely separate from the legislature. There are not any elected officials that are in that. They set the salaries for all state elected officials, and on the surface, it's good because you have a group that does this that is completely separate from the legislative process. And so legislators do not have control of their salary. But on the flip side, there's nobody down there that wants this right now, and it doesn't look good. And I wish that we had a way within the legislature to not take that, but we don't. This mechanism is not there, and I think that's something that we should probably be looking at. And this Citizens Commission was actually created by referendum, by initiative from the people. And again, on the surface, I think it looks good, but I think what's lacking is a mechanism for the legislature to be able to reject the raise, and we don't have that mechanism right now. So, I'm disappointed. I mean, the timing on this from an optics standpoint is terrible.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
It surely is.
Again, I wish we had a way to fix that, and that's something we should be looking at, for our next session.
While the special session is going, do all the legislatures get their per diems, the daily per diems and things like that, or is it just folks like you who are involved in some of the negotiations who have to come in?
Yeah, it's up to each individual legislator. So, by and large, not everybody is down there every day. There's certain meetings that happen at different times. And here's the problem. I mean, consider... somebody that lives on the other side of the state, in the Spokane area, or somebody that's up in Bellingham or Vancouver, and if they have to come here on a fairly regular basis, that it's tough to maintain an apartment or something like that, and and certainly one can just stay in a hotel, but those costs are substantial, and so each individual legislator does it. by and large, do not utilize it during special session. I will offset some cost, but not the majority of them. And so it's not it is the policy of the House, and I think the Senate works fairly similarly, that you have to specifically request, for whatever days that you want, and everybody does something a little bit differently. And the other thing I'd like to point out is that when with special session, again, I'm not defending it. I don't think we should be in it. We should have had this done. But within the House operating budget, when I'm speaking about the House operating budget, I'm talking about the operations of the actual House of Representatives. Mm-hmm. We have never, since I've been elected, we have always managed special session costs within existing resources. We have never taken on more operational costs than what is originally budgeted in the 2-year operating budget. And so, and I credit the House staff for that. They have managed that very well. And so, oftentimes we do see these stories that, it costs X amount of dollars for every day of special session. That would be if we ran at full cost for everything, but we don't. We actually, there have been layoffs. There have been staff cutbacks that happen to offset other other increases, so that the net effect is zero. And the staff within the House has done a very good job, since I've been elected, in managing those costs.
Well, that's a good distinction there. 35th District Representative Drew MacEwen, always nice talking with you, and well, let's hope a little sooner than the end of June, but keep on doing that good work.
I appreciate it, Jeff. Have a great day.
You too.